Communist Party stepped down. Xi Jinping stepped down.
Xi Jinping!
These are the slogans that are being chanted by hundreds of protesters in China's capital, Shanghai. But what led to this? Well, COVID-19 cases reaching a new peak, series of lockdowns, and an apartment fire. A deadly fire in China's Urumqi region killed at least 10 people earlier this week. Frustration mounted as videos of the incident led to accusations that it was because of the lockdown that the rescue efforts got hampered. Hence, the protest is against China's strict zero-COVID strategy. The rest of the world has moved on from lockdowns and closed borders. Why is Beijing refusing to budge? Many of Urumqi's 4 million residents, the same place where the fire incident took place, have been under some of the strictest restrictions. They are even banned from leaving their homes for as long as 100 days. Ever since the first cases were detected in Wuhan, Beijing has adopted strict pandemic measures to block the spread of the virus. Even when there isn't an outbreak, pandemic protocols are extremely tight. Travel into the country is extremely restricted, and you have to use a contact tracing app to enter public places. In some places, mandatory testing is part of daily life. As of August, at least 74 cities with a combined population of 330 million have imposed lockdowns that cover entire cities, districts, or multiple neighborhoods. The shutdowns have come at a high price to citizens who have been denied access to food and medical supplies and even turned away by hospitals. Vast numbers have been thrown into quarantine centers and overcrowded places, and in many places, children have been taken away from their parents. As of November 25, China reported 29,157 cases, which is close to its all-time peak of 29,411 cases in April. China is still under a lockdown because the zero-COVID policy has failed to curb the spread of even more infectious strains of the coronavirus. The angry protests, one of the largest in the world, are not just a symbol of public outrage. Since the beginning, the Chinese president has adhered to a zero-COVID policy. But a policy that seemed wise in 2020 has proven to be a disaster in 2022. So why won't Xi Jinping change his mind? There are 4 hypotheses as to why Xi Jinping isn't taking the zero-COVID policy back. First, the high price of exit. Moving out of the zero-COVID will inevitably lead to a massive spike in cases, since most Chinese have not been exposed to the virus. Bloomberg News estimates that a full reopening may lead to 5.8 million people being admitted to intensive care. Second, it's helped save lives. The legitimacy of the zero-COVID strategy relies on its claims that it has saved precious lives in the past, in stark contrast to the alleged carelessness of the Western nations like the United States, where hundreds of people, in fact thousands, have died. Third, the Made in China angle. While Chinese-made vaccines are effective in preventing serious illness, they do not use mRNA technology, which means their effects fade faster. Jinping has refused to import foreign vaccines in China. And then last, the Xi factor. Zero-COVID is also personal for the Chinese supreme leader, who has framed it as a core achievement of his leadership. It also means that if zero-COVID fails, it'll be a personal failure for Jinping. The bottom line, just a few years ago, many Indians unhappily complained, why can't India be more like China? Wonder what they think now.